Okay, Steve.
Yes.
So we were talking about COVID vaccination and the refusal or the wanting to get a COVID vaccine for a child if that's a basis to modify custody. And in the last video, we were talking about the judge has discretion on whether or not he or she thinks that that is a material change in circumstances that would warrant a change in custody.
Right.
And you were giving me a hypothetical. 40-year-old parents, 12-year-old child, everybody's healthy. Is that a basis?
And you were kind of dithering there. You were wishy-washy
Yeah,
about it.
I'm not crazy about those facts
Okay.
because I think if I was a judge, I would look at it and say, I need something more than just that sole issue to want to be able to change custody.
But what if your judge was really, really, really a big vaccine fan, or what if the judge was a real anti-vaxxer?
Well, that is, that goes back to knowing what county you're in, also knowing which judge you get assigned to.
Well, how would the layperson, the person watching this video, know that?
They need to talk to an attorney. I mean, you really do, to kind of understand, the lay of the land.
How would you find out that information for a potential client? If this client listening hired you, and you and the client determined this issue could be a real close call at the discretion, at the whim of the judge, what would you do to find out your client's chance of success?
Well, I would know the county, right, based on the facts and circumstances. So the county, I'm going to know the pool of judges. If it's a new case, such as if we're talking about modification. So if it's a modification, we're going back to the same county. We're going to.
In my hypothetical, we know who the judge is.
We know who the judge is.
So what would you do?
Well, then I would have a conversation with my client about, my experience and maybe the experience of the attorneys in my office with that judge, and how they tend to view things. And if I don't have that kind of experience, I would talk to my colleagues.
Well, and thank you for saying that, because that's what I would say. I mean, just today, a client called me and said, does Judge so-and-so feel really strongly about alimony, which is a subject for another video? And I honestly wasn't sure. And I said, look, in my practice, what I would do is I keep a spreadsheet of notes I keep on judges that I've developed over the years. But if my own notes don't tell me, I told my client, I said, you may end up paying me for half an hour of my time. I'm going to call probably 6 or 8 of my colleagues, friends of mine who do this, and I'm going to start asking people, what are your experiences with this judge? And I'm going to develop some notes on that, because that's part of what you pay an attorney to do, is know the lay of the land.
Right. But there's also no guarantee, especially with something like this, where it's in the judge's discretion, and the judge could go either way.
Right.
It's a great topic. Join us for the next one.
The next one.